Construction is due to be completed in a few weeks.
Now, still talking Ebola, a potential vaccine against the virus might be ready for limited distribution in January 2015. According to the World Health Organization officials, the organization is working with pharmaceutical companies and regulators to accelerate the use of a range of potential treatments to fight the virus.
Working at WHO with many partners and to try to accelerate three types of products. One are drugs, medicine. The other one are blood-derived products, either whole blood or plasma. And the third one is on vaccines. So on drugs, we have had some work with experts to look at which are the products which are the nearest to having proven some utility potentially for Ebola, and we are focusing on these. In terms of vaccines, there are several candidates, but we are focusing in WHO mainly on two. One which is based on what is called chimpanzee adenovirus, which is a recombinant virus vector. This is developed by the company GSK. The other one is based on another virus, which is called VSV, and is developed by a company in the US called New Link. It's this second vaccine, which has been donated by the Canadian government at the level of 800 vials to WHO. And what we're doing now is working with clinicians, with regulators, with both companies to accelerate the clinical trials of these vaccines.
Our focus is still on Africa, and the United Nations Refugee Agency, that's UNHCR, has issued a stark warning against the risks of neglecting the humanitarian crisis in some parts of African countries. At the opening session of a high-level meeting on refugees in Africa, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees told delegates that with more than 3 million refugees, 12.5 million internally displaced, and 700,000 stateless people in Africa, the continent represents the largest challenge for UNHCR in terms of capacity and financial requirements.
It is shocking to see how some of their protagonists show total disregard for the suffering of their fellow citizens and the forced displacement of millions. As international response capacities are overstretched by the unprecedented rise in global forced displacement, and as media attention is focused elsewhere, Africa suffers disproportionately more than other regions, as both financial and human resources are painfully insufficient to meet the needs. Migration should be an option, not a desperate attempt to survive.
Now to the lighter side of life. It was a very exciting weekend for dogs and dog owners as the dogs went ahead to hang 10 and pop up in Huntington Beach at the 6th annual Surf City Surf Dog Competition. Canine competitors at this year's event participated in heats based on their weight, with extra large and medium categories, as well as a tandem division and a pro division. The dogs were judged on their skills, the duration of their ride, and their confidence while riding. The top tandem surfers were Bono, the chocolate Labrador Retriever, and his owner, Ivan. The surfing competition was the closing event for a weekend full of dog events, and other events included a dog red carpet, as well as the inauguration of the Surf Dog Walk of Fame. I feel so bad knowing that dogs can surf and I'm so scared of water. Well, finally, in this next report, Indian children who've grown up with Bollywood movies finally get a chance to watch a Broadway-style musical based on the story of Roald Dahl's The Witches.
Sorcerers sing and witches brew magical potions in a Broadway-style musical aimed at children, which the theatre company says is the first of its kind in India. The play, Whiz Wits, is a musical adaptation of a British author Roald Dahl's The Witches, where brave children encounter evil Wizwits, a fusion of wizards and witches. The musical has been scripted and directed by the director duo of the theatre veterans Rishi Dubey and Bubbles Sabrawals and contains liberal doses of Bollywood's razzmatazz to appeal to Indian sensibilities. The lead actress of Wizwits, Meghla Dewan, said it's time a different style of play is brought to the Indian audience.
Here you have all these, like you saw the piano, or you saw the props, and you saw all these things. So India needs more of this because, not everyone can travel overseas to see a grand show. So the kind of opulence and the grandeur this place can offer, I think India is super ready and super needs it.
The entertainment company Westcraft and the Kingdom of Dreams said the play was aimed at children in the hopes that they will not need to travel abroad to experience different styles of musicals. The Broadway-inspired play also fulfilled dreams for actors in the musical.
I had a dream that, one day, there will be a day when I'll come and perform on that stage as an actor. And we performed as a dancer a lot. Like, I am also basically from dancing background. And today, first time acting, that was great.
Director Lushin Dubey, who has been producing children's plays for over 24 years, said the success of Wizwits will pave the way for more lavish productions in the future.
I think children's plays need to arrive in the same way as adults' plays because, as we know abroad, there are many sectors which give children entertainment. Over here, you can count them on your fingers. I mean, there's only television, that too a few channels. Other than that, who's doing big-time live entertainment for kids? I think EVD's just started.
The company said production had cost about 10 million rupees, that's about $162,333, an unheard amount for a children's play in India, and hopes that a long-sustained run will help the production recover its costs. Children who watched the show gave rave reviews.
Show was it was amazing. I think it's the best show I ever saw in my life.
I like this show because the children defeated the Wizards.
The play, which launched last month, has 2 daily shows and hopes to have a run of at least 6 months.
Well, that's the world today. Thank you for watching. I'm Cynthia Are.